Today's video is on how to make your own homemade elderflower cordial. So being a cordial, this is designed to be diluted, whether you're diluting it with water or Prosecco or using it to flavour gin. It is a cordial, so a concentrate. So the first thing to be said when you're going out to find your elderflowers is that please make sure that you know how to identify the elder. So you'll need to do your own research on this. But whatever you do, if you're not sure and you don't know, don't pick it and certainly don't consume it. So the best way is to find someone else that knows the elder. Once you know an elder, you know an elder. So, but please do make sure you know what you're picking. When you're harvesting, please think about harvesting any elderflowers away from any busy roads. So the more rural your location, the better. You don't want the pollutants from the road on your flowers. So when you are out harvesting, if you can take a basket to harvest your flowers into, then that's even better, because obviously there are going to be insects and bugs on the flowers, and it gives them a chance to drop through the bottom of the basket. And when you get home, you can leave the basket outside for half an hour or so and give them a jiggle around to make sure that any remaining insects and bugs have escaped. So please don't go and find yourself an elder and think you've cashed in and harvest all of the flowers from that elder. Please leave some behind for the tree, the wildlife, and also you'll want to go back to any locations that you found in autumn to be able to harvest the elderberries, which you can also make a cordial from, which I'll do a video on later in the year, because that's sort of autumn time we're looking at that. So what are you going to need to make your cordial? First of all, you're going to need a saucepan. I'm making quite a big batch here. You can halve the ingredients if you want to make a smaller batch. So I've got a nice big saucepan because I'm making quite a nice big batch. You'll need a clean tea towel and a muslin for when we come to strain. And obviously your harvesting basket. And you'll also need bottles if you're going to be bottling, or ice cube trays, but we'll talk a little bit about preserving in a little minute. So, ingredients. Obviously you're going to need elderflowers. So, I pick around 70 elderflower heads, as you can see here. So, just cut from the stem. 70 elderflower heads. You'll need 2 organic unwaxed lemons. You'll need 3 kilos of sugar and 2.4 litres of water. Now, you can add citric acid into this, which will help preserve it. And for this size batch, you probably need about 4 teaspoons of citric acid. So depending on what sugar you use, I've used organic raw cane sugar here, so you can see that it's quite a caramel colour. If you're using white sugar, then it's going to come out a lot clearer in colour. So, method, what do? We add our 3 kilos of sugar with our 2.4 litres of water and put it on the heat, and we stir this until the sugar has fully dissolved into the water. You'll know because there won't be any crunching on the bottom of the pan. So I've already dissolved that into here, so I've just got the sugary syrup in this pan here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our lemons into the pan. And then we're simply going to take the elderflowers, just take my spoon out, and we're going to drop them in there. There we go. And we're going to give that a good stir around. Make sure that all of the flowers are submerged below the liquid. Now, obviously I've harvested these this morning, so this will be left till tomorrow lunchtime. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to cover cover it with a tea towel. I'm going to come back tonight, I'm going to give it a good stir and a good agitate, and the same in the morning. Give it a good stir, and then by lunchtime that will be ready to strain. Now, when you're straining the cordial, obviously you're going to be straining it through a muslin. What I do is I remove the lemons before putting it in the strain, through, you know, straining it. And that's because I found that I like to give it a good squeeze at the end to get all of the juice out of the flowers, and I found that by squeezing the lemons as well, the cordial does turn out quite lemony, and I prefer it to be a little bit less lemony. So have a play around and see what you think, but I remove the lemons before straining. So I'd simply put this over the top of another saucepan, pour it through, having removed the lemons, and then give them a good squeeze out, and you are left with your cordial. So this is one of the batches that I made before. Now, once you've got your cordial made, there's different ways of preserving. You can bottle it. If you're not using citric acid, that will store in the fridge for about 2 weeks. It will obviously be longer if you use the citric acid, so that's up to you. I don't make too many bottles, I mean that will be drunk quite quickly, but I prefer to freeze. So you can either freeze in little plastic bottles or paper cups, or I like to freeze in ice cube trays. So then you can just pop out a couple of cubes and pop them into your water or your fizz or whatever it might be that you're wanting to add it to. And I also make a big batch of ice lollies. So dilute it as if you were making yourself a drink, but in a bigger batch. So pop your cordial in, dilute it with water and give it a taste to see if it's the strength that you want it. Decant it into ice lolly moulds, and then you've got amazing ice lollies that will get you through the summer. So that is one of our favourite ways to use the cordial. And that's really it. It really is quite simple, and not too much effort. You've just got to go and find your elders to be able to harvest from. So I hope that video has been useful for you, and I really hope that you enjoy your homemade elderflower cordial. Until next time, thanks, bye.